Yes.
You know, God gave us our own DNA, which is a genetic signature of sort. You have a signature, I have a signature. And your DNA is your genetic signature. Your eye retina.
Fingerprints?
Fingerprints, like none other. And so our voices are unique, voice recognition. We have
signatures
systems that are made up that are made up as security passes.
Yes.
Because they're that unique.
Absolutely.
And if God took special care to make you that unique, then you need to realize that He has not intended for you to lose that singleness, that uniqueness, that wholeness that is all about who He made you to be. And so these mean something.
Of course, he even backs it up in Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. He says it again. I appointed you as a prophet to the nation. Here is Jeremiah, and he was young, and here God is saying, I appointed you. I knew you. And what did they know? What kind of prophet was Jeremiah? How was he known? As the weeping prophet?
As the weeping prophet. Can you imagine the criticism he received?
Why are you sad? You should be rejoicing in the God of Israel. The joy of the Lord is your strength. I mean, will you get a reality check here? I'm prophesying over a nation that's living in apostasy away from God.
His heart was burdened with the same burden. And see, there are, as prophets, prophets tend to be very heavy-minded people anyway, because
Yes.
they have a heavy burden.
Oh, yeah.
That calling that God has placed on the individual, there's a passion there. It's tapping into God's heart. And so Jeremiah had to deal with the criticisms, I'm sure they called him Waterworks at one point or another.
I know someone else like that.
Yeah, well, either I'm being criticized for crying too much or laughing too much.
I like your laugh. Frankly, I don't, you have to be who you are. I mean, God made you, but dealing with criticism, everyone gets criticized. I mean, we've gotten criticized for things we said on the show. And, it's so easy to criticize someone. Yeah, we have. I've gotten emails. It's like, you have a right to an opinion. I don't have to agree with your opinion, but you have a right to an opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
And I can take criticism.
Well, sometimes criticism can help us take a look at what we're doing.
But is it constructive?
But I'm a believer that you can take anybody's criticism and turn it to constructive criticism, as long as you cannot allow insecurities to be birthed by someone else's opinions.
What spirit is it of? When Jesus looked at the apostles and said, you know not what spirit you're of.
But would you agree that even if somebody's criticizing you, you could turn around and say, well, Lord, this is a pattern
Okay,
that I have followed.
Okay, let me give you a perfect example in my life.
Let me just finish.
Okay.
Let me just finish it. You can say, Lord, is that anywhere in me? Just check
Sure.
yourself.
Exactly.
And that's how, whether the person's motive was jealousy or envy or actually sometimes murder, the spirit of murder. Whatever they're criticizing you, whatever the spirit is, maybe they had your best interest at heart. Maybe they didn't know well enough that they were hurting you, or it sounded judgmental. But how you receive it is the key. And Paul,
it's what you do with it.
It's what you do with it. That's what I'm saying.
Let me give you a perfect example. I have been working on the streets for 25 years. 25 years, I'm dealing with hardcore drug addicts. I'm out there on the front lines. I had someone from another country tell me that I was hard. And I said, no, I'm not hard. I've become tough. I said, I've had to learn to be tough because I'm out there. And if I'm not tough, I'm going to get killed. I'm a skinny white girl. Let's just get a reality check on this. And 25 years being out there with people with knives and guns and drug addicts and drug dealers and hardcore people, they have to learn boundaries. They have to learn what they can do and what they can't do. And I have to be 2 steps on them. Because when I bring teams out with me, I have to protect those teams. That's my job. To make sure whoever comes out with me goes home and has a good day in the Lord. So this person kept insisting, you're hard, you're hard. I said, I'm not. I'm a big mush. You know me. I'm a marshmallow inside. I'm a very giving. I'm a mush.